Okay. It's, oh. That's kind of a little bit. Okay. Okay. You're almost there. Pens that don't work, what you gonna do? Okay. How y'all doing? It'll be a good time. Please, YouTube love you to put ads and everything. Lord have mercy. Okay. Turn the light on. It's dark. Okay. Okay. I was prepared, but things changed. I was a little prepared, but things changed. Okay. Let's see. Try not to be on here forever, but we're gonna see. Is it hot in Colorado? The artwork? No, I didn't do none of that. I ain't got them kind of skills. This way up here that you can't see anymore. This right here, that picture there, was made by a woman named Kathy D. Fantastic, excellent artist. These here, all the landscape ones, were made by my niece. This, which you can't see, is handmade, beaded of that picture there. And I bought that from a store called Leaf in California and had it blown up to this thing here. Hey, girl, hey. Down to the FedEx. That's my pendulum. That's an air freshener. Because I like smells. Okay. So we're going to start. Let's go. I don't know. Let's get the cards first. Not that. We'll figure the rest out. How many Stanleys do I have? 2. Got that one, and I got the orange one. They are right. Okay. Let's read on. Let's read on Cuba first, shall we? Russia says it stands with Cuba. Donald Trump says it's all mine. I mean, they did it. Listen, you empowered him, and now he thinks he's powerful. So, what do you want? You let the kid pick the vacation, now you think you run the house. So will this escalate? Will we attack yet another country or try to take another country by force? Greenland still belongs to somebody else, but that's just for now. Donald Trump and Cuba. Because somebody convinced him it was easy pickings. You know how they do. Somebody told him there was a military base on Venus. He'd try to go there too. So they should try to build one. You know, I think steel melts on Venus in like 9 seconds. So you should try. Steel. Go for it. The death card, first card, because why not? There is some changes a coming. I think he'll leave this alone at some point. Anybody come get him. I mean, the devil is slow too. The Wheel of Fortune, I think, again, changes. Both of these are cards of change. This one happens naturally through the course of time. This one also happens naturally through the course of time, but has a more of an impact. This one just carries more detail. And so there'll be some more talk. They'll go through the talks about Cuba for next few months and that type of thing. I think that's going to go away. I don't know if it'll escalate, but let's see. Queen of Swords. The 7 of Wands. The Lover's card. There is going to be some backing down. I just think there is. The Page of Wands. He's going to give a message of some kind. To leave this alone, but this is going to happen at some point. Right now, he's still convinced that, you know, 7 of Swords, word of warning. He's still convinced he can do it. He can take Cuba just like that. They're very weak right now, he said. Did you hear him talking about the Pearl Harbor? Oh my God. And then I seen a picture. It says days with no national embarrassment, and somebody was taking the one down and putting the zero back up there. Like this, y'all didn't warn us about Pearl Harbor. Like, can we get rid of him, please? The magician, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. He'll back off of this eventually. Somebody will tell him Cuba's not yours. But stranger things have happened here. No stranger would it be. So he is unhinged. So we'll wait and see. Nine of Swords on the bottom. We'll wait and see. But I think he'll leave it alone, at least for now. Come get him, one of y'all. Somebody. One of y'all. Come get your kids, Jesus. Okay, there's Cuba. Second question. Fetterman's approval rating has plunged 108 points. Is that even possible? Now, mind you, he was one of the bomb Iran people too. So, or bomb somebody he was talking about. So, 108 points. How do you do that? Don't you only have 100 points of approval? How do you plummet 108 points? But apparently he did. And he is out there running off at the mouth, you know, being a war hawk. I tell you, when I lived in Pennsylvania, they loved Fetterman because he was the everyman. He didn't wear a suit and he drank beer and blah, 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 blah. And then he got to Washington and he just showed his whole ass, as we used to say down south. So, Fetterman, his political future, 108 points. 108 points. Fetterman. He is a disappointment, I will say. Let's see. First, the King of Pentacles. So there he is. And the Queen of Cups. There would be your support. And the Two of Pentacles. See, here's the thing, too. Your core support is in this. Because now the people who more so supported you because you were a Dem, and then you all of a sudden are not a Dem, then that's a different thing. Or don't speak like one. Those people, they'll flake off like I did. But your core support shouldn't have this kind of card, because the Two of Pentacles is trying to make heads and tails of what you see. This is like if MAGA did it to Trump type of thing. The people who are your core support, the Queen of Cups, those people should be with you ride or die, because they should understand your mindset, but they do not. The Seven of Wands, defending, just like I said, they don't understand your mindset, and your mindset is what caused you to plummet 108 whole points. The King of Swords. There is a man who will soon be doing a lot of talk against you, a whole lot, and this person's very strategic. They can be a bit nasty too. King of Swords is just kind of got it like that. And then the Page of Cups. Towards the end of his political career, his run he's having right now, he is going to play the sympathy card, some kind of sympathy. I don't know what it is in his life, whether he has a loss at the time or whether his health goes back down at the time or whatever. But he's going to play the sympathy card towards the end of his run. This man here is going to drive the daggers, and then he's going to play the sympathy. Will it work? I don't know. We'll see. But Fetterman, bless your heart. Somebody come get him too. Somebody come get him too. Joe Kent, the counterterrorism chief, who resigned because he said Iran was not a threat. And now he's doing the media runs, as you do. And he's saying, you know, he wanted to investigate the Charlie Kirk thing. And they told him no. And he said Charlie Kirk came up to him in the West Wing and said, don't let us go to war with Iran. Is it me? It might be me, because, you know, I can be this. I don't trust nothing that come out of his mouth. I don't know what it is. It's one of them where you got to look at him. Something. There's something there that I don't like. I don't trust. Not that he was just in the Trump administration and all of them are crazy. No, there's something about him that just a little bit of So Joe Kent, I got a couple questions on this here. One, Joe Kent. Oh, is he a white nationalist? See, I don't know nothing about him. I just heard his name. The Charlie Kirk thing is what's bothered me. That's why I won't read about right now. Why was you talking to Charlie Kirk, period, about Iran? That's my question. You are the counterterrorism chief. Only thing you should be talking to Charlie Kirk about is how to spell his name correctly if you was to write it down on some pieces of paper. Charlie Kirk and the counterterrorism chief having a conversation is bothersome. Why was you talking to Charlie Kirk? Again, I don't know nothing about Joe Kent. What's his name? Joe Kent? Is it Joe Kent? Or yeah, Joe Kent. Why was you talking to Charlie Kirk about Iran? Are these reverse? These are reverse. So let me shuffle appropriately. Joe Kent talking to Charlie Kirk. Yes, I have heard about Afro Man. Bless his heart. Where'd he get that suit from? Huh? Okay. Why was he talking to Charlie Kirk about Iran? Because here's my thing. Something tells me he's lying about the whole thing. That's what I really want to know. Because I think now that he's doing the media rounds, he wants to paint that he was Charlie Kirk's friend and that how dare you kill my friend and I want to investigate. Counterterrorism ain't got nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Okay. He was popped by somebody on the Google. But anyhow, the Queen of Cups reversed. I think he's lying, technically. Not that he didn't talk to Charlie Kirk about Iran, but Charlie Kirk did not walk up to him and say, "Hey, don't keep us from going to Iran." I don't believe that whole conversation. I really don't, because he's trying to make Charlie Kirk sound like he was some sort of patriot that cared about the country. I don't believe. I just they ain't buying it. Maybe I'm biased again because that's something about Joe Kent I don't trust. The Three of Pentacles. There's a network of this type of thing. So they may have, there's a few of them he probably talked to in podcast land. But they didn't have some West Wing conversation about it. It's just, he apparently talks to these type of people. Collaboration. He talks to all them type of people. The Knight of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. He was a Charlie Kirk. Again, I don't know nothing about him, but he gives me the vibe that he's lying and he's a Charlie Kirk too. There's something about his dependability that's just it's disaster. It's not there. He's not trustworthy. But if somebody said he's a white nationalist, I believe it. Something about him I don't like. He's not trustworthy at all. Knight of Pentacles reversed. What the heck is this? Ten of Pentacles. It's a bunch of them. He's one of them. He's one of them. That's why he was talking to him. He's one of them. They talk to each other all the time. Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. They're all of that. Yes. Seven of Wands and the Nine of Cups. That's his buddy. That's his buddy. I don't believe nothing he says though. What I want to know now is, why did you quit? Iran not being the threat is not a reason to quit. That ain't a reason to quit, because then nobody else quit but you. Why you didn't quit when Kash Patel fired all them people right before they started a conflict with Iran? If you were the chief of counterterrorism, you heard this talking a long time ago. Whenever they first start, well, you should have. I'll say that. Long time ago. Why you didn't quit then? So let's see. Why did you quit? The Five of something. What is this? Five of Wands. Oh, conflict. Conflict. Six of Cups reversed. There's something else going there too you didn't want to get caught up in. The Hermit reversed. They were going to single you out because you decided you wanted to do something other than this, or wanted to say something other than this, because you're not a whistleblower. Otherwise, they would have silenced you, not forcibly, but you are more so a person who now wants to, like you do, like all the rest of them do, you want to leave your job and complain. The Five of Wands is conflict. The Six of Cups reversed would be a loss of innocence. You did not want to get caught up in something. And then the Hermit would be leaving, abandoning all forms of investigation or search or self-worth or healing or anything like that. The Eight of Cups, reverse. But you're not going anywhere because you're not doing anything. This is not a person who's about to whistleblow. He's not about to throw out all of the secrets and the this and the that. That whole thing about Iran was not a threat. That's not a whistleblow. Unless you can show us, which you can't, because I guess it would be classified. But I need to see something to where you told somebody this and they ignored you. I need some proof, something. You need to leak a little more. They're investigating him. Seven of Pentacles reversed. He doesn't have any evidence. That's going to do him any favors. All you can do right now is throw out information to make people chase you down. Because what you're going to do is make somebody mad, not put somebody in jail. Queen of Wands reversed. You are looking for some sort of judicial help too, and that's not going to work either. What is going to happen? Three of Cups. The Empress. There's a woman close to you who they are using. Bear that in mind. Ace of Cups. There's a woman close to you who she might be doing an interview or some kind of something, but she'll know where you are and where you're supposed to be at certain times. That's your opposition. Defending the Fool and the Devil. Nothing you say is going to help you. And not because everything you say is complete garbage, but because you're saying about an administration that is not going to prosecute its own administration. What they could do is single out the people who know, like they've been doing, single out the people who no longer want to write the program or go with the program. They don't want opposition. That doesn't work for them. Resist. I don't believe nothing he say. Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands, and the Judgment. Someone's looking to silence you. Eight of Wands is communication. Nine of Wands is strain. Three of Swords, betrayal. The Five of Cups is grief. And the Queen of Swords. I told you there's a woman around you who... There's a woman around you that is not trustworthy whatsoever. Is it Erica Kirk? Do you know her? The Nine of Pentacles reverse. Security lost the Tower. Upright is the Tower. And then the Knight of Wands. Listen. Nothing you say is going to help you. Say it anyway. If I were you, I'd say it from a different country, but you say it anyway. Is he safe? No, he's not. That's what that says. That's security. That's security upright. This is security loss reverse. Second card is Tower, boom, bang, out of nowhere. And then the Knight of Wands is progression, but Knight of Wands is also like a soldier to me. So this is a person who would go out and complete an action of some sort. So is he safe? I don't think so. But I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm not involved. But I want to know too, why did they stop you from investigating Charlie Kirk's murder? He said they stopped him from investigating. I just want to know why. Because you're causing too many waves, young man. See, here's the thing. I don't have to believe nothing you say. You don't even work there no more. But you're causing too many waves. You want to come out and say the Iran war was unjustified to this administration. Then you want to say I got, all this information about it. And now the Charlie Kirk thing, okay, you open your mouth one more time and see what they put in it. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Why did they stop you from investigating Charlie Kirk's murder? And why you ain't say nothing then? This is why I can't stand the people. Just think. Should have said something when you worked there. Just stay away from the window. Why? Why? The Six of Cups reversed. Innocence loss. Listen. They don't want nobody to know. This is stuff in the past. Like, leave it there. Leave it there. Let it be. It's done. Epstein is dead. That's done. Charlie Kirk is dead. That's done. 9/11. That's done. Like, that stuff is done. There's no need to be looking back. Don't look back. Two of Swords. Blocked. Don't look back. He knows why. He knows why. The Two of Swords is not ignorant. The Two of Swords is doubting the thing that you heard or the feeling you got or the thing that you know. He knows why. This is not a, I mean, he knows why I'm asking the question, but he knows why. The Hangman reverse, that's execution. That wasn't random. That's execution. And the Hangman is technically an execution of a traitor, but he could have been branded that at some point. Charlie Kirk got too big for his britches. All you were supposed to do was go out there and sow discord. Go out there and talk about women and black people and all. That's what you were supposed to do. You ain't got no business in this White House talking about Iran to nobody. You're a random dude with a random podcast that they put up on a pedestal so he can be king of Turning Point USA. All you were supposed to do was play your role. Don't you come in here talking about Iran this and Iran that, because you ain't running nothing but that Turning Point thing that we let you run, mind you. You ain't powerful enough to run the world, little boy. That's an execution. That's what I say, because the next card is the Judgment. So why did they stop him? Because it's done. Don't be dragging nothing out. Because the more you investigate, the more you'll find that so many things in that story just don't add up. Like Donald Trump being popped in the ear by a bullet, falls to the ground, gets up with Secret Service protecting his chest but not his head, and him sticking his fist in the air. There's just some things they do not want you to investigate. Leave it alone. You start walking around the white temperance. Leave it alone. You know why. You know why. You know why? Because they don't want you to find out anything. That was an execution. Nobody randomly shot Charlie Kirk because he was full of vitriol. Nobody. They would have done it a long time ago. But if he walking around the White House with his big boy pants on, talking about get out of Iran and all this, and then you get to prop him up as some hero and try to name streets after him, all this carrying on. And then Kid Rock with his disgusting looking self did a whole concert, and boy, nobody care about no damn Charlie Kirk. Y'all don't talk about him no more. And then you notice that Donald Trump wants to investigate the election that he lost, even though he lost all of them. But the one that he lost to Joe Biden. He wants to investigate that again. And he keeps talking about it and keeps talking about it and keeps talking about it. But he ain't talking not a piece of more about him getting shot in the ear. You'd have think he'd have talked about that forever. They tried to take me out, but they couldn't take me out. He didn't say nothing else. The election that's been gone. Joe Biden has come and gone, and you still talking about that? Aren't you the president now? Quotations. If you say so. If you say so. Okay, the pipe bomber guy, he said that he should be covered under Donald Trump's pardons of the Jan 6 people. Let's see if he'll. That's a stretch, pal. But let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get you there. Tarot cards go. He wants to be covered under the pardons that Donald Trump gave to the Jan 6ers, to the rioters themselves. Let's see. Let's see. The Two of Swords blocked. That's all you really need. That's a no. There, pal. The Three of Wands and the Three of Swords. No, that's not going to happen. Hierophant, that's the government. And the Judgment. No, that's not going to happen. I think your fate's already sealed because they found a scapegoat too. So moving on. Donald Trump said that he talked to a past president. You think he got his Ouija board out and that's what happened? He talked to a past president, and that person, that man, said to him, I wish I would have done what you're doing right now. Something to that effect. "45 talked to 47. There you go. Meanwhile, he say that like can't nobody reach none of them and say, hey, did you George Bush phone don't work, Obama phone don't work, but like just to be funny. Who did he talk to? Who did Donald Trump talk to? He said he talked to a former president, and that president told him, I wish I would have done what you're doing right now. Who did he talk to? The man in the mirror? Andrew Jackson? Who did you talk to? The Six of Swords, no one. He made it up. He's delusional. His mind is casted upon the water. Seven of Pentacles. What he's trying to do is make it appear as though he's doing the right thing. Which, I mean, it's a war, sir. Anyhow, he's trying to make it appear as though he's doing the right thing. He's in control of this. Other past presidents are saying it. You know, he does that thing. He talked to no one. He wants this to look, he's trying to transition into something that looks better than it started out. This is your harvest. This is reaping the reward for all your hard work type of thing. So the sun, people can see this. This is illuminated, the Page of Cups and the Four of Swords. Who did he talk to? No one. If he talked to somebody, they were dead. The Pisces, whoever the past Pisces president would have been, that's who he talked to. He talked to no one. He's trying to make himself look competent in the time of war. Somebody come get him, please. Jesus Christ. Okay, there's a bunch of speculation, we'll call it that, about the next presidente. Because like I said, when it comes time to rewrite the tax code, we get a Republican. After that, you can have all the Democrats you want for the next 10 years. And then they got to put another Republican back in there so they can write the tax code. Democrats like it too. Because a whole bunch of them that were former Democrats out in the entertainment world and the political desk came and said, I'm supporting this person. They didn't say vote for Donald Trump. They said don't vote for Democrats. Some of them out there. And then Democrats choked their own party when they ate Joe Biden's candidacy and so forth and so forth. Anyway, there are some talks. And at the head of the line is still Kamala Harris. Second is Gavin Newsom. Third is AOC. Fourth is Pete Buttigieg. Now, when I say second, third, and fourth, she's got like the majority of all that. And then Gavin Newsom's got like a little bitty percent. And then AOC and Buttigieg are like the others category. Now, I personally think it's going to be Gavin Newsom if he runs. Personally, that's just what comes off the top of my head. I did a reading a long time ago, and it showed a man, but it showed a man who all Democrats don't like. And he has to then work throughout his candidacy to bring them all to his side, which happens in the end, but it doesn't start out that way. Because as with all candidates, they start vetting and then they start going back into the past and saying, oh, remember when he said dogs instead of cats? Remember when he said red instead of blue? Remember he said black instead of white? And so they're going to go through and nitpick all that stuff. And then he's going to have to make statements and issue politically correct statements and so forth and so forth. So that's why I think that it's him, because he does not unite all Democrats. There's a bunch of people, even in California, that don't like him. But he is very presidential. And so, and right now, Donald Trump making fun of his dyslexia puts him at the top of the list. So, what I want to do, I want to pull on the next president, not asking any names. Andrew Jackson was a Pisces. There you go. That's who to talk to about murder other than a murder. So, who will be the next president? You know, and I think, Kat, that's it. I mean, who's going to be the perfect candidate? I mean, it just, you know, people live. The Knight of Wands, that's forward, that's progression. The Ace of Wands, that person takes that responsibility and progresses. The Queen of Pentacles, that's America for me. The Seven of Pentacles. This person's doing it now. The Seven of Pentacles takes a long time. So in order for that person to blossom and bloom during the correct season, the seeds have to be planted now. Seven of Cups, that's choices, but the seeds have to be planted now. They're not sure how to go forward exactly right now because it's probably not the right time, but they're going forward with whatever action that is. Ten of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, they're not liked by everyone. They're just not. They're not liked by everyone. On their side, I should say. The Queen of Cups. Word of warning, the Four of Wands. That's the White House. The White House is going to attack the crap out of you. The Moon card. Queen of Cups and the Moon are both Cancer. No, the Cancer is not the Moon. Yes, it is. The Moon's not the Moon, but the Moon is Cancer. Seven of Swords and the Hangman. I still think it's Newsom, but right now this is saying right now we are dealing with strategies on how to present a person. Now here's where this process bothers me personally, is because this feels too orchestrated. I don't hate Hillary Clinton. I actually have like an affinity for confident women who go out and talk they talk and they stand by it whether they're lying or not. But I have an affinity for such a thing. I shouldn't because she's not the nicest of people. But I don't hate Hillary Clinton. But nothing can convince me that Hillary Clinton did not steamroll Bernie Sanders. She donated $5 million to the DNC because they said Obama left it bankrupt with all of the cases that were against him and all that kind of crap from the Republicans suing him left, right, and sideways. So she donated a bunch of money, and then all of a sudden the favor shifted. I don't think it shifted. I think it was already there. But she's an insider. She is a politician. She is the one that they wanted. Because mind you, like it, love it, hate it, or leave it, she beat Donald Trump. But anyway, she is the insider. She was the one. Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, didn't have a chance against the insider, especially since he talks so much liberal talk that I like to hear. Because right now, he's all, we'd have no money for healthcare, but we got money for a war. And everybody is, you cannot not see that at this point. Every other industrialized country has got money for healthcare. We have money for healthcare. We just don't put the money in the healthcare. We put it into defense contracts, and then the rich people take it like welfare checks. Now, here's the thing. This feels orchestrated, this reading here. It feels like they collectively are going to pick a person. which means that if you have some really left-leaning voice to come out and say all the right things, that person's not going to get it. I think this is going to be a typical politician, an insider, a Democrat old guard type of thing, to where this person is going to be the one they pick. They're going to pick a person. They are not going to prop up the one that is going to talk about healthcare and affordable housing and that type of stuff explicitly. You can put it as part of your campaign because that's what people want to hear. But it's not a thing where that's what that person stands on all the time. AOC's, I don't think, has any chance whatsoever because she's too left-leaning. This person's going to be moderate because they have to appeal to the independents as well as the left-leaning people and some of the that they can filter from the right. So that's why they pick people like Kamala Harris, like Joe Biden, like Obama. They want the people who can appeal to the middles. And if you're too left-leaning, then you sound like you just want to tax all the rich people and give all the money away, like they always say. And so I think this feels too orchestrated for me. But we shall see, because we're not there yet. But with the Seven of Swords and the Hangman, Seven of Swords is a scheme, but it's also a strategy. And then the Hangman is a perspective change. We have to see what happens. But I don't think this person is going to be instantly accepted by everybody. They will gain the trust over time because I think a lot of Democrats sort of sink into the vote blue no matter who thing at some point. But we shall see. I don't think it's going to be a Republican, though. I will say that. Not with 30 trillion in debt, a crashing economy, and a war. Would it have been different under Harris? Yes, it would have. Donald Trump said it right. He said, if you vote for Harris, you're going to get higher prices and a war. I voted for Harris, and we got higher prices and a war. Okay, let's see. Curiosity. Somebody asked this question in the post last week. If Fox News will ever be exposed for deliberately lying to its audience. Now, I want to put a little something on that. Will Fox News be exposed for deliberately lying to their audience? We know that already, but I want to know, will it be exposed to them, to the audience? Mind you, I don't think it matters almost, but I mean, you never know. Because you can't tell me that they don't know that some of that or all of that or it's made up. But, okay, here's the thing. In my head, how can you not know that's a lie? Is the line that runs through my head. How can you not know? How can you believe all of that? I grew up in the South. I lived there a long time. From Oklahoma to Texas to Mississippi to Florida. All of them believe it. They believe it because that's all they watch. It's not like they spread out their news intake. If they're not watching Fox News, then nowadays they're listening to a podcast of a person who sounds like Fox News. So in my head, I'm thinking there's no way you don't know that's a lie. But I worked and stood side by side, went to church with people who believe that. Everything they say. Pizzagate. Obama's a Muslim. He's not an American. That's when I lived there, was around that time. I lived in Oklahoma when he was running for president. And that Kenyan, he's not an American, he's from Kenya, and he's a Muslim, and he's a jihadist, and they believed it. Mind you, he was running against John McCain, who never said any of those things. Even defended Obama against those things, and people still believed it. There's 2 clips on YouTube. Him talking to that old woman, and then him talking to some other white guy who said that he was a Muslim, or he was something. He wasn't here or born here or something like that. This is how they believe. So I want to know, will they ever be negatively impacted from their audience by the lies they tell? Propaganda's not new. The delivery of it is something else. And the sad thing, it's just like Facebook/Meta getting caught stealing people's information and then selling it off, and then they get a $200 million fine, which is nothing. Nobody got arrested. Not Jeff Bezos. What's the other weird guy? Mark Efferberg. Like, these people, they just pay the fine and do it again. 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 Lie on TV, get fined, and then do it again. Lie on TV, get fined, and then do it again. Nothing happens. So will they be negatively impacted? The 8 of Cups, the Magician, the 9 of Pentacles, the Princess of Disc, what is it? Page of Pentacles, and the Strength card. A little bit. Like once. The 8 of Cups is a card of abandonment. Walking away from something that no longer serves you, that no longer has a resource that you can draw from. And the Magician would be your manipulation. The 9 of Pentacles would be your big money. So this is more likely an advertiser, because here is an agreement of some kind with the Page of Pentacles with that money. And then the Strength card, they still have strength over the audience. The Strength card teaches that you cannot force the lion to comply. You have to talk to it. You have to soothe its fear and then ignite its fear for something else. I am your friend because I will tell you, Obama's a Kenyan. He's not an American. He shows his birth certificate. They don't apologize. They just go to the next story. They have found a way. With that BOLOGNA, they have found a way to tell these people, trust us, because we're the only ones that's going to tell you the truth. Okay. Lord have mercy. I don't get it. Now somebody, one of them, she was a former something, whatever it is. She used to work in the Trump administration. Used to. Just like the Joe Kent, I don't believe nothing these people say. When you leave, now all of a sudden you want to be Chatty Cathy. She used to work over there. Down to the Trump. What's the child name? I think I have it on the thing. I think I have it. Wait. Because Marjorie said it too. Marjorie was calling out the Fox News people the other day. So there's that too. Carrie Prejean Bowler. Carrie Bowler, a former Trump administration appointee. What she was appointed to, I don't know. But she told Piers Morgan that the MAGA movement is dead. Now, I don't agree. I don't agree at all, but I don't know everything. So there's that. But the reason I don't agree is because the people still walking around with these hats on. People still would go to a rally if you had one. I believe the MAGA movement is not growing, but it's not dead. Now, anything that doesn't grow dies, but it's still there, unfortunately. But I get your point. So, MAGA movement, is it dead? However that would be characterized to fit the lack of growth. Is it dead? Five of Cups, regret, sorrow, loss, sadness, depression, crying over spilled milk. It's still there, mind you. Since the beginning of man, there has been the mindset that went against everybody else who was trying to make sense. Always. Because life would probably be boring to those who are observing if everybody just got along. There's always going to be a MAGA something. They're just going to call it something else. It was Tea Party before it was MAGA, Freedom Caucus before it was that. It was Christians and Catholics and whatever else you want to name before that, to where this is the way you believe. And if you believe anything outside of that, it's deviant and it's wrong. Someone always seeks to push against common sense or facts. The earth is flat. Well, that doesn't serve you at all. Why would you believe such a thing? But somebody is. Somebody's going to. Water is wet. Well, no, liquid water is wet. It's okay. Somebody's got to push against something. So there will always be these people who will gladly put on the red hat and let you know that I don't believe the way you believe because the way you believe ain't right. They will always exist. They will not always be called MAGA because that will die. And then it will just change names. It's a zombie. The Nine of Swords, it will always exist because that mentality is diseased. See all the insects there? It is a diseased mindset. It always will exist. Is it dead? You can call it that. I wouldn't call it that because, like I said, when they stop calling it MAGA, they'll just call it something else. But it will always be there. Flat out racist that works too. That's always existed too. The Hermit. It'll just change names, but it'll continue. It'll do what it did last time. It'll go under the rug and be disgusting, and then it'll pop back out again. Remember the people who think they're Nazis now, and people remember the tiki torch white guys in the park, and not Zimmerman, but the other fool, the little kid who killed somebody. What is his name? Like there's always a new group of people who want to push the system, who want to argue with the facts. Always. It's transforming, it's not dead. So the Pope is not happy with this administration because they said this war is being backed by God. This is okay. I get it because they invented a new Jesus. So I get it. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. If a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat, that type of thing. You have to make Jesus, God, whatever you want to call it, sound like a Republican. Meanwhile, back at the farm, he fed people for free. He healed people for free. He wasn't white. So a whole bunch of things that they get wrong about the dearly beloved Jesus. But Rittenhouse, that's Roddenhouse. Thank you. That's what's his name. But at the same time, this is where I look to those who are in the church. And I say to them, there's one pastor that goes viral every 2.5 minutes because he's saying that. Because he talked about the Trump Bible, saying, don't you bring that in here because it's got the Constitution at the front of it. And the Constitution is a man-made thing, and the Bible, man-made thing, is supposed to be from God. So those two things are never supposed to be together. Don't you bring that in here. Don't you be lifting up these man's words over God's words and the da-da-da. So he goes viral a lot. I'm looking to the church to have a problem with Hegseth coming out saying this war is backed by God. That's who I'm looking to have a problem with this. Will they? Is my question. Because it don't matter what the rest of us say. I want them to have a problem with this. Not the mega churches. All they care about is money. And they prove it all the time. That's not just a dig and a jab. They prove it all the time. I got nothing else to say. Sometimes all you need is one card. I got nothing else to say. Like, what the hell? It's like, why would you say anything? Who are you going to say it to? The devil. I'll pull one more. 10 of Pentacles. That's my Republican card. But this would be to call upon the establishments of some kind. But that's all you need right there. No, they're not going to say anything. I guarantee you. Few things in life are guaranteed, but I'm going to guarantee you this right now. Right here, right now. If Pete Buttigieg was the president and he started a war in Iran, you'd hear from every church from here to Tecumseh. I guarantee you. If Kamala Harris were president right now, the woman and the gay, the thing that the church really hates the most, they'd say everything they could possibly say about us going to war with anybody. They're leading us down the road of destruction and this, that, and the other thing. And oh God, we're going to hell and everybody's going to die. And this, the Pat Robinson, I remember him saying that Disneyland having a pride parade means that they were going to have an earthquake and a meteor was going to hit it. He was off in his prediction, but because neither thing happened, but that's their mindset. So no, they have nothing to say. I don't even think are there such there? Yes, I guess there is. Anyway, grocery prices, will they go down? No, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Mind you, they don't have to be as high as they are. They went up and up and up and up, and then COVID was the perfect excuse to leave them there. And now they're going up some more. So there's that. So let's see. Will they go down? They'll go down in history. Will they go down? Well, grocery prices go down. I mean, we can ask. The strength card to subdue the beast, the 10 of Pentacles, big business, the King of Wands. Here's the thing. You need leadership. Joe Biden, during COVID, mind you, it started under Trump. Let's just put that little asterisk there. But Joe Biden inherited many problems from the Trump administration, as most Democrats do. But when he took over, he said he was going to investigate or fine or something. I don't know if they ever did, but companies that were seen to be price gouging. You don't need to raise price for everything. All supply lines are not broken. Their store is not completely empty. And if they are, you don't need to raise the price 300% on everything. So you need a leader, mind you, that's not going to start a war in the middle of a failing economy. The 5 of Pentacles is poverty, lack, and loss. And finally, the 2 of Swords. No, they're not going to go down. The end. That Zorro Ranch. I have a question on Zorro. First of all, I want to know, will this be a big story? Continuing to be a big story? Like, I want to know if it will consume the news. Like, will they be talking about it on the CNN and the MSNBC and the like? Will the View? Will it consume the news, or will this be just one of those stories that we keep up with? Will this consume the news to where they talk about this more than they talk about Epstein files, or they talk about the war even? Will this consume the news? Corporate news. That's where I'm aiming this. Will it? Because it's kind of another way of me asking, will there be significant developments type of thing, to where now this is becoming the clickbait? So let's see. The Queen of Pentacles. I don't think so. Not like that. I mean, it'll be a story to be told, but the Queen of Pentacles cherishes the small, cherishes the little things. And not that this story is a little story or even will be a little story, but it won't be headline news, especially not with elections coming up and a war going on and Donald Trump, falling asleep every 10 minutes and embarrassing us in front of the Japanese. Anyway, it's still a story, but like I said, the Queen of Pentacles more so cherishes the small. The Queen of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, what's going to do it is the development of some woman or a woman attached to the story some way, somehow. That's going to make some more headline. The Knight of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. Some chaos there. The Hierophant, because there's somebody in government, and he's running for government, the guy who owns the place. So the Tower and the word of warning, though, there will be breaking news and revelations and stuff. So there is going to be something that consumes the news for an hour or two, or even a day. But it's not going to consume everything. 9 of Wands, because it's being stagnated. Something is pushing the story down, and probably the war and election and the emperor. Not to mention, it's going to involve you know who. So there could be a foreign leader in there too. Andrew ever been to Zorro Ranch? Not that he's a leader, but you know what I mean. So my next question, though, what they're planning to do with this place is a Christian camp. Not to be judgmental, because you can have fun anywhere. It's the people you're with that make it fun. But having anything, well, okay, you can have the Christian camp there because it just feels very gross and weird. But at the same time, if you thought about it, in this here country, every piece of land that we trod on, somebody's died there at some point in history. This seems different, though, to me. Because this is not, Andrew Jackson murdering the indigenous people of this country. It's not more heinous than that, but it's just as, it's just, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. But I could just be it could be too close, not too close as in I experienced it or anything, but to where it doesn't feel like ancient history. It feels like there's remains there, like many of my family were in the Trail of Tears, but it feels different to where I can live in a house where an atrocity happened 200 years ago and not feel the same as going to a Christian camp where people were raped and murdered. It just, I don't know why, but it feels different to me. And like I said, maybe it's because this is in the news right now and that one isn't, even though it's just as equally as horrible. But this is in the news. And not only is it in the news, we knew who to blame for that. This here, everybody is trying to protect all the pedophiles and the murderers and the rapists and this, that, and the other thing. And that's another thing. Who's going to cleanse that area? Nobody has. Nobody is, because they just they don't have the mindset to even do such a thing. Nothing happened here. It's like it feels gross to have a bunch of kids going there. It just does. But thank you, Ollie. Here's my question. The future of the Christian camp that they want to put in Zorro Ranch. It feels creepy. It just feels creepy. But that could be my own energy being thrown off by the events. Like I said, everywhere on earth, something horrible has happened. So it could just be me fixated on the story. Because if I never knew the story, would I have the same feeling type of thing? So I'm trying to, not be so biased. Anyway, I ain't feeling it still. Future, there's the death card. Changes. There may be some changes to that. I'll read it as changes for now. The Five of Swords. Okay, well, we can't read it for this. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's going to not happen, at least for now. I don't think that's going to happen. There's change and defeat, death and the Five of Swords. At least for now. The Four of Pentacles. There might be a sale of that, or a transfer or something, to where it can go into different hands, and then maybe they could do the Christian camp or something. The High Priestess, agendas, secrets. There's a change. There's a change, but it's the same thing. It's not. It's like if you transferred the name into some weird LLC or made it look like somebody else owns it or something. Like there's something else there where it changes. It changes. The Queen of Swords. And it's a legal matter. It changes. And then there's the world. It'll open eventually after the change. It goes through a bunch of changes first. And then go for it. This is, mind you, I think this is a long ways away, though, because the world card takes a while to get there. And we're talking like 4 or 5 years away type of thing. But Magician, I think it'll happen. Yo. Will Elon go into space? No, he will not go into space, I don't think. I mean, he wants to colonize Mars, but a lot of them do, not just him. You know, Stephen Hawking, when he was alive, he said it is a good idea to split the species, to not just be on this one planet in case something goes horribly wrong. We don't have, you know, the same kind of dinosaurs we used to have, so it would be nice if everything didn't go extinct at once, which I don't think did. A bunch of stuff happened, but you can't look at Komodo dragons and alligators and tell me that there are remnants of dinosaurs still here on this earth. But it's an idea that has been shared by many scholarly minds that we should be on another planet. Problem is, Mars has no food, no water, no atmosphere, no air, and it takes 8 to 9 months to get there. And if you're trying to get back here, it takes 3 years to get back here. So you're not going. Not to mention, you need to ship supplies there, build an infrastructure there, then ship 1 billion people there, and then have them live for 80, 90 years. How are you going to do that on a planet with no air, no water, no food? Matt Damon didn't really go to Mars. I just want you to know that. Anyway, Jared Kushner is trying to raise $5 billion there in the Middle East for whatever reason. They always have a reason. So here's the thing. I said this before. I'm going to say it again. Probably shouldn't say it again, but I'm going to say it again. I was sitting here in the dark of night with the glow of the screen. And I heard that one of Donald Trump's children is going to. That's what I heard. It could have been a metaphor. But I asked to give me some clarification. Tell me about that thing. And it says if they go chasing money, something bad's going to happen. Now, he's not a blood child of Donald Trump. He's an in-law, a son-in-law. But he's a Trump too. They all behave the same. Predatory as always. But he's over there trying to get $500 billion. Thank you, SO. And I'm like, now mind you, he's been there forever. He's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I don't think this is going to happen right now. I think this goes towards the fall some way, somehow. Autumn. So I don't know anything. I don't know that to be true. Again, could have been a metaphor. But I would advise against it. But that's just me. Jared Kushner for 2026. What lies ahead? For 2026. What lies ahead? What lies ahead? The Sun, that's good. That's success. The Chariot, teamwork, that's good. The Two of Pentacles, balance, carrying. The Six of Wands, victory. And the Temperance, working with someone there. The Queen of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. The Five of Wands. The Ace of Cups. The Six of Cups. Okay. No danger so far. The High Priestess, the Queen of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Hangman, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so business as usual. There's the Three of Swords, the Strength, the Three of Cups, the Hangman, and the Knight of Pentacles. See, in your position of the Tower is the Three of Swords. That's what I was looking for. Or looking towards, I should say. That's betrayal. It's not death, though. I would just advise against it, but you do what you want. You do what you want. Let me ask them and pull two cards. Just two. Is he in danger this year of being harmed? Jared Kushner. Two cards. One, the Empress, and two, the Queen of Swords. Financially, maybe. There's an abundance of legal issues or abundance of issues with the woman, unless that's Ivanka. There's that. Thank you, Carolyn. I would advise against it, but you do, you boo. Comey has been subpoenaed. Okay, well, That's just to testify. 200 billion in war money they want. Of course they do. I like how you started a war and you didn't have no money to pay for it. But anyhow, okay, that's it. That's all I got for the political portion of this program. That's all I got. So I will see y'all Sunday. Now, mind you, I got some, what did you call these celebrities? I have some celebrity readings that I'm going to do right now, but that's it for the politics of it all. So we'll see what happens then. But the first person is Joseph Duggar. Is a Duggar. If you don't know who he is, congratulations. But he is one of the 19 kids and counting people who were on TLC, where the Duggar family had 19 kids. I think they had 21 eventually, but 19 kids and counting. "19 kids and counting" is where he comes from, and he's one of the 19. His brother, Josh Duggar, was convicted of child rape or child molestation or something like that. Josh Duggar. This child's name is Joseph. Now he's been convicted too of the same thing. Lewd and lascivious acts against a minor. He's been arrested, waiting trial and all that stuff. So now she has 2. But it didn't stop there. And does not stop there. His wife has also been arrested. Kendra is his name, or her name. Kendra has been charged with the same stuff as him. So she is facing child endangerment. The new charges in Arkansas unrelated to the previous charges. Because Josh Duggar, or no, not Josh. Josh is already in jail. Joseph Duggar, 31 years old, who was previously arrested for lewd and lascivious behavior involving unlawful sexual activity with a minor. He has new charges. 4 counts of second-degree endangering the welfare of a minor, as well as 4 counts of second-degree false imprisonment. His wife has been charged with the exact same charges. 4 counts of second-degree endangerment or endangering the welfare of a minor, and 4 counts of second-degree false imprisonment. What's going to happen in this case? What's going to happen? That's what I want to know. It's always religious people doing it. Like, what is this? I don't understand. Not always, but what's going to happen? 8 of Pentacles, details, and the 8 of Swords, incarceration, the Knight of Cups, they're both going to jail. She may be able to be saved some way, somehow. The 2 of Cups, because the deal may be reached. The Knight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Pentacles. They may find a way to make a deal some way, somehow, with the High Priestess and the 2 of Cups. There's a deal that they can make there, because there's an agenda. Word of warning is the Magician, being manipulated. the Chariot. I think he can take the charges, and then Tower's how it ends. This entire thing is going to blow completely up. I mean, the whole family, their lives will be devastated by this. Even if she doesn't go to jail, she still loses her children, I think, because there is the Chariot. They go somewhere else. But this is going to fracture the whole thing. Because in child endangerment, yeah. I think that's he's going to jail, and I think she stays out, but she loses custody. That's what I think. Ted DiBiase Jr. Ted DiBiase Jr. is was or still is, I don't know, a wrestler. And do y'all remember the sack of garbage, Brett Favre? Brett Favre was the former quarterback for the Green Bay Packers back in the day. I don't know where he went after that, but he was stealing money, basically, allegedly, from Mississippi, the poorest state in the Union, so that he can go and build soccer stadium or volleyball stadiums or whatever he was trying to do for his kids and speaking engagement money. Mind you, he's a millionaire. A millionaire. A millionaire who needed money from Mississippi. Did I mention the poorest state in the Union? Anyway, so Ted DiBiase was also caught up in this whole take money from Mississippi thing. And he was using it for cars and boats and trains and automobiles and that type of thing. So what's going to happen to Ted DiBiase? Mind you, the irony, his father was a wrestler, Ted DiBiase and Ted DiBiase Jr. Ted DiBiase was a wrestler by the name of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, whose whole gimmick was he was rich. You can't even make that up, right? Anyway, Ted DiBiase, what happens there? The Wheel of Fortune. And the Tower. That's all you need right there. That's it. Fate destroyed. The Tower is the Tower, always has been, always will be. And then the Wheel of Fortune is the Wheel of Time. It's only a matter of time before destruction. The reason it's a matter of time before destruction is because you built this tower some time ago. When it gets to this point, you cannot stop it. It's too high in the sky, it's going to fall down. If the tower is at the end of your reading, as let's say you got like 10 cards or something, you have a way to navigate away from that at that point, because this is your future. I only pulled 2, that means it's happening right now. So for now until your sentence, your life is going to go down the down the toilet. So poorest state in the Union, Ted DiBiase. You needed it more than they did, I suppose. Well, I hope it was worth it. I really do. Last one, another wrestler by the name, I don't know what his real name is, it doesn't matter. His gimmick name or his stage name is Ricochet. Ricochet was on a pay-per-view show doing the wrestling thing, and somebody on Twitter, because you know how Twitter is, how public is people's social media, they said his acting hasn't improved. This woman sent a tweet talking about his performance on the pay-per-view, saying that his acting hasn't improved, LOL, or the laughing face type of thing. Ricochet is known for being very, very thin-skinned, which means you should not be on social media, homeboy. But in his slight, very razor-thin defense, If you are going to say something negative to anybody, you cannot dictate their response. You just can't. I don't care if they're a public figure or whatever it is. If you're going to say anything negative to anyone, they got the right to light your ass up. But if you are a public figure working for someone that is paying you more money than you ever made anywhere else in your life, you might want to tone that back a little bit. So he was criticized for his acting ability by this woman. In her bio of her Twitter profile, it says that she has MS. It doesn't say that in her name. It says it in her bio. So she tweeted, his acting ability hasn't improved. Laughing face. He tweeted, I'm glad you have MS. Again, that's in her bio, not her name, which means you had to click it after you've seen her criticize your acting ability. You had to click it, read her bio, go back to the tweet and said, I'm glad you have MS. Again, now, wait a minute. There's a thing in wrestling called babyface, and there's a thing called heel. Heel is the bad guy, babyface is the good guy. He's supposed to be a heel, which means he's supposed to be kind of mean and surly, right? He's supposed to cheat to win, that type of thing. That is not heelish to tell a person, I'm glad you have MS. That's being a dick at that point. That has nothing to do with your online persona, your on-screen persona, none of that. And she tweeted him back or something like that, if you're happy about this, then I hope you have a good life, or ... or something like that. And then he comes back the next day, the apology. Before he made the apology, though, he doubled down and said, people get to say what they want to say to me, and then I don't get to say nothing back. And every time I say something back, I'm the bad guy. And then he did all of that. And then all of a sudden he came back with, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that because, some people will battle with, like he did the whole PR stunt, right? Which more people are saying that's because his bosses came to him and was like, this looks bad. You just told a person, I'm glad you have MS. Not, I'm glad you have the sniffles. No, multiple sclerosis. But here's the thing. I believe right now he's in a company called AEW. I think he's been in WWE already. There's not a whole lot of places you can go to make big money. You can go wrestle for, Tim's Wrestling Emporium, but it's not going to pay you the same. What is his future, though? Will they forget about this? So let's see. Well, prayers for you, Evelyn. Absolutely. I will save some when I leave here. Let me write a note so I don't forget. For Evelyn Hartman. Y'all pray for Evelyn Hartman. She said she found a lump in her breast, and so prayers and healing energy for Evelyn Hartman. Okay. Ricochet. What does it look like for you? Knight of Wands. Four of Wands. They're leaping. The Eight of Pentacles, that's your work. The Ten of Wands, there's your burden. He may need to change his everything, the way he operates on social media for sure, because it's becoming a burden. This is the work, and then the Ten of Wands. The thing is, and this is why I think if you are in the public eye and you need a social media presence because of whatever it is that you do, then fine. But if you are in the public eye and social media is not integral to who you are, I would stay off of it altogether. Because you can say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and then somebody's going to say, why didn't you just say Merry Christmas? Why you got to add the Happy Holidays on there? And people are always trying to ruin Christmas, war on Christmas. It's always something. But this, I am glad you have MS, is a whole nother thing. And his job is going to become burdened by his social media presence. Ten of Swords, that's ruin and loss. I think he's on his way out, if you ask me. This is work. Eight of Pentacles. This is burden. Ten of Wands. This is ruin and loss. Ten of Swords. He has to either change his persona to where there is no more of this. Because mind you, this is not the first incident. This is just the latest. And so this is a thing that he has got to change. But I think it's over for him. I really do. They'll dwindle him down. Tony Khan, the boss, is very good at that, to where he'll just stop calling you altogether. I think that's what's going to happen. Okay. Well, that's it. That's all I got. Thank y'all for coming hanging out with me on this here. What is today? Friday? I don't know. I lost all my days. I can't tell you what today is, because I didn't know until just now. All I knew is I finally had a second to breathe, and so I needed to do this. Anyhow, I will see y'all on Sunday, which is in 2 days. Yeah, I'll see y'all on Sunday. And y'all take care of yourselves. Stay away from stupid people as much as you can. Until then, bye-bye.